Hey, what's up guys? Let's talk about I Kill Giants. So this film released late last year in Toronto, and as of March 23rd is now available in the US and elsewhere. It's a fantasy thriller directed by Anders Walter, his directorial debut, and is written by Joe Kelly, who also wrote the graphic novel with Ken Nimura. It stars Madison Wolfe, who looks very familiar for those of you who might have seen The Conjuring 2, she was in that as well. She plays a young girl named Barbara who is very misunderstood, a bit weird and strange. She acts different toward every person she interacts with. She doesn't really have any friends except for one who just moved from a different country. Now what makes her character so interesting is the way she views the world. We're not quite sure why or how it started, but everything she looks at is very much in a fantasy realm. It becomes clear that a lot of this is influenced from Dungeons and Dragons. In one of the opening scenes, she's actually trying to play the game with her brothers, but it soon becomes clear that she's holding back something very deep and upsetting, and the whole film is really about unraveling that. Essentially, Barbara believes that there are giants living among them all over the world, and she is out there to stop them, or as she says in the trailer,
I find giants, I hunt giants, I kill giants.
Now, first off, there is some exceptional acting in this film. The weight of the character of Barbara is given so much to this young actress, and she just delivers. She was excellent in The Conjuring 2, and I really was hoping to see more of her, and that's exactly what we got here. What makes this film really stand out is it feels unlike anything we've ever seen. The atmosphere is so unique and different because of the elements here where it shifts from a real world setting to a fantasy setting just by Barbara's perspective. The story takes its time in letting you kind of grasp this concept and gives you an idea of what you're going to see, and there's a lot of elements of surprise here where you're not really sure what you're going to see next. And while there is a fantasy element here, it all feels extremely realistic just by the way the filmmakers capture the perspective of this character so well. I have to commend them for that. For those of you who are fans of Harry Potter, this is from the same producers of that film, and I have to say, this kind of feels like the Harry Potter of this generation in a way. Only a little bit more on the adult side of things simply because of the themes that are explored. A lot of it deals with grief and a deep connection we get with Barbara and her family, as it appears we only know that she has an older sister who takes care of all of them and two younger brothers. The original music in this film is fantastic as well. It knows exactly when to switch to more of a sorrow, sullen, real life element and then go to that epic fantasy sort of surprise and just awe, as well as some really intense music as well. It really mixes all of this in perfectly. I'd like to mention some of the side characters as well. Zoe Saldana plays her psychologist in school. We get to see a lot of moments of her trying to really understand Barbara and them interacting and all the issues and how things just don't quite work whenever they cross paths. And Imogen Poots is great as Barbara's older sister. We really get to see how she grapples with that sort of family life and dynamic and how she also tries to understand Barbara but doesn't quite get there. Her only friend adds a really interesting element to Barbara's character as well, as she's just as confused as to why this person would want to hang out with her as anyone else would. And then the actual bully character in the film is really interesting because we get to see a side of Barbara where she is extremely brave. She doesn't back down against any person. This is a powerful and beautifully crafted film, you guys, and it's available to rent pretty much anywhere right now, like Vudu, Amazon, Fandango, now YouTube. Overall, this under the radar film definitely needs to be seen. I'd say go in blind, maybe check out the trailer afterwards just to see what it's like. It does reveal quite a lot, so I'd say this is one you just got to kind of explore and understand as you watch it, and hopefully you will enjoy it just as much as I did. I Kill Giants crushes the possibilities of imaginative storytelling, blending real-life struggle with fantasy escapism in a stunning and emotionally resonant achievement. And that's why this film is a diligent pick. How many of you have heard of I Kill Giants? Did you read the graphic novel and then go out and watch the film? I want to know what you think and how would you compare the two, as well as if there are any other films out there that you think are very similar to this that you have to recommend. My name is Dylan, and if you love entertainment, subscribe to my channel while this video ends and send me a thumbs up before you go. Thanks for watching and stay diligent.